Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by the Myrita Moment. This is the backup channel to the Myrita Minute. And I just wanted to take some time to recap episode 6, season 10 for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, a lot of my footage or commentary on this show is on my main channel, the Myrita Minutes. If you have an opportunity, go on over there and check it out. But I wanted to get some eyes on this channel over here because I don't really post that much over here. So I thought I'd just go ahead and put this over here. But anyway, it might not stay over here, but I just wanted to get some eyes over here so you all know that I'm over here too. This is like I said, the backup channel to my main channel. But before I get started, I just want to say that everything on this channel is alleged and, in my opinion, and done for entertainment purposes only. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please like the video as you come in and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Now let's get started. Okay, the first scene is with Nell and Tisha. It picks up where it left off last week. Last week, Tisha stormed out, as Nell described, as a little girl, and drove off in her Ford Explorer or whatever it was. I don't know. It's a Ford something. And then this week, you see Nell saying, well, she said she was going to finish her coffee. And supposedly this is a nice little coffee shop. They got great coffee and they have great pastries. I don't know if there's any in my area, but I know that they are mostly in the southern states. I'm in the southern state, but I don't think they're up this far. But anyway, I don't know. I have to look to see. But anyway, Nell said she wasn't leaving until she finished her coffee. So as she's sitting there, Tisha comes back in the door. You see her circle back around the parking lot. And it looks like she pulled out and went in a circle because she came from the other direction and parked in her same spot, right in front of the door. And she comes in and she's like, look, now, she said, the reason why I came back, she says she has a great deal of respect for you. And she says she doesn't want, this to go on between the two. And she said that she doesn't want Nell to yell at her. And Nell is in her calm voice saying, I'm not yelling at you. She says, I just want you to know that I don't want you to get, to raise your voice at me and Nell says, I'm not yelling at you. And she says, okay, she said, because this is where I have my son's PTA meetings at. Exactly how she said it. And she says, okay. So Tisha goes on and says the reason why I guess she got upset and walked off is because she's tired of people coming for her marriage. And she says she's had to deal with this over and over again throughout the years. And she's just tired of it. And she gets teary-eyed. She says, and she apologizes for getting teary-eyed. In my opinion, those tears were not because she's had to deal with that over and over again. I think those tears come from the fact that she knows the truth behind why people keep putting it out there and why Marceau never shuts it down. Because he always alludes that it is something going on, even if it ain't. He don't ever shut it down. And why he doesn't, I don't know. I guess he feels like he doesn't have to. He does what he wants to do. I mean, remember, this is the man that went to Africa by himself and left his whole family behind him. Went to go clear his head, so he said, right? This is a man that does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. This is a man that supposedly had a picture of himself laying in a bed. I don't know if that was him or not. Allegedly, it was supposed to be him. It looked like him, had the same defined rolls in the back of his neck and looked like his big back. Okay, it looked like him, but it didn't have to be because we weren't there, right? But I feel like Tisha knows and she's dealt with it because she wants to keep her family together. Most people do, especially when you have small kids. And he's not allowed her to really go out and venture and provide for the family. He's been the moneymaker, so she's kind of dependent on him to a degree, even though she could probably bring home more than him. Just saying. Anyway, so she goes on, and Mel pretty much says that, you know, she's done with the mentoring thing, or I think Tisha says, "Oh, what you done with mentoring?" She says, "I'm done with it. I'm over it." She says, and then Mel mentions that she's certified as a life coach. And in Tisha's confessional, she's like, who gave her that certificate? Like, being really shady about it. And she said, well, if she's got a certificate in being a life coach, then I have a PhD. Well, furthermore, Tisha, in my opinion, again, I don't even know how you got the degrees that you do have, because I don't think you utilize the smarts that you're supposed to have that got you those degrees. I mean, clearly there's no common sense in that, but I've gotten to know that common sense ain't all that common. So basically they, you know, Nell says, well, I understand, you know, and she appreciates Tisha being transparent with her. And she says, and by her, you know, being a little transparent, it softened her, which also, it made her look softer, which also softened Nell. And she says she can appreciate that. And, you know, they agreed to, you know, let this go. And according to Tisha, she apologizes, but we don't see that on camera. But anyway, so the next scene is Kimmy and Maurice. And Maurice comes into Kimmy's office saying he's taking a break and he wants to take a break with his wife. And he sits down and he talks about, you know, how he, you know, doesn't like the spiraling that Martell is going through. And he feels like he needs to have a conversation with him. And Kimmy is like, in so many words, and I'm paraphrasing, like, why? He said she doesn't feel like that's a good idea. She feels like Martell looks at Maurice as a extension of Marceau, and the fact that he always rides for Marceau and always cheers for Marceau and always does this for Marceau. He doesn't respect anything that Maurice has to say, because at the end of the day, that's still his brother, and that's who he's going to take up for. And, you know, and she says, Martell, this is his go-to. Whenever things aren't going his way, this is his go-to. He's just a mean person. And he, you know, starts the fire and then cries for help, like, get me out the fire, even though he has built the fire. That's her analogy. And she says she just doesn't think that it's really a good idea for Maurice to even have a conversation. She says you've had past conversations with him before, and where has that gotten you? You know, type thing. And so Maurice is like, well, have you ever looked at it, you know, from his perspective? And Kimmy says, I've looked at a lot of things from a lot of different perspectives. And, you know, basically what she's seeing is like, it's not going to work. And she says she feels like the time that he's trying to put in to talk to Martell, he should really put into talking to his son. Really should do that. And he just looks at her. Yeah, she said the real thing that he should do is, instead of devoting this time into talking to Martell, he really should devote the time and spending time with Monster and do the things that we have asked him to do with Monster. And Maurice looks back at her as if like, that ain't nowhere near what he want to do. And he's like, oh, well, he don't even acknowledge that she says anything about that. She just says, well, at least they don't put it on air. Maybe they clipped it out. But he basically says, well, let's see if I can make some progress as far as going to talk to Martell. I mean, clearly, you know, Kimmy always says that he was hands off with her son. He must be hands off with his own son too, and leaving it to everybody else to do. So there's that. Next scene. The next scene is with Tisha and her daughter. I think the oldest one, his name is Macy, and she's talking about their hair care line. And she says, since she's doing a lot with her edges these days, she said they probably need to add some edge control to their product selection. And Macy's like, yeah, that sounds nice or whatever. And she said, well, I need you to step up your marketing game. You know, you're always on social media. She said, y'all are on social media more than I am. She said, y'all need to step it up. Pick up your marketing skills. Well, she needs to learn that from someone, Tisha. I don't know if it would be you, but there's that. Meanwhile, while they're talking, Marceau walks downstairs and he's like, what are y'all talking about? And they explain to him they're talking about their hair care line, and Marceau says, well, you need to speak to her in a language that she understands. And he goes in and says, you know, you'll be able to you don't have to ask me for any money, you'll have your own money, blah 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 blah. He said, aren't I still your favorite parent? And he's asked her who her favorite parent was, and she was like, Mom, of course. And then this was a cute little segment where they had her on the confessional, and she basically says he used to be the favorite parent and Mom was like a real close second, but he's just been going down. I don't know what he's doing. And he says, oh, she's just joking. She said, it's not jokes. That was a really cute scene. I like that. It's amazing how, okay, so the oldest son has gone away to school. So she's the second oldest. And I think they all actually like Marceau as the favorite parent because, you know, he's the fun parent. Clearly, Tisha does everything. Tisha does everything. And Marceau is the fun parent. And she jokes with him because he is the fun parent. That's my opinion. But I also think they threw that in there because when they were taking MJ to school, he basically said the parent that he was going to miss the most would be his dad and not Tisha. So they had to come back and say, you better tell everybody that I'm your favorite parent. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know what they said. But anyway. So that was it. This was a cute little segment. So then Marceau and Tisha start talking, and she says, you know, I'm worried about, I think he said something about he's worried about Macy's friend group. And Tisha says, I like her friend group. You know, she's got a good group of friends. And then Marceau said, well, I guess she takes after her mother in that department. And Tisha said, I don't know. She said, these adult friends, I'm paraphrasing, move different. And she brings up the fact that she met with Nell and how Nell came to her and said she didn't like the fact that she was in her husband's face. And Marceau kind of like puts his head down or whatever. And she says that she kind of like left out and came back in because she says she does have a level of respect for Miss Nell. And then, but I don't know, I think she said something about her yelling at her or whatever. She said about her voice was escalating. And Marceau says, is that how mentors are supposed to act? And Tisha said, well, she says she has a certification. She's certified. And Marceau says, what, certified crazy? And she's like, no, certified life coach. And Marceau says, oh, a life coach. And but when I wanted to mention that when she stormed out, do you really think she stormed back in? This is my personal opinion. Do you really think she stormed back in because her having some level of respect for Nell? I feel like she went back in because in all of Tisha's scenes lately, she's been storming out because she don't want to have the conversation. And they probably said, if she do it again, she's not going to get paid, and let her know that. and which made her circle the block and come back in the building because she's not finishing her conversations. And I feel like production told her, you need to get back in there because we can't have these unfinished scenes. And if you keep doing it, we're going to have to dock your pay. You're not going to get your $50 that you normally get for each scene or whatever they get. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, so when Tisha brings up, I digress, I'm sorry. So when Tisha brings up the fact, I'm all over the place, ain't I? Oh, well. When Tisha brings up the fact that she was, they were talking about her being in Chris' face, and, you know, Marcel kind of looks down. She said, well, was I in Chris' face? And Marcel said, well, you tend to have, you know, get in a space where you talk to other husbands like they're your husbands or whatever. She said, well, I apologize, you know, and that was the end of the scene. I can't remember anything else. Let me see something. Hold on. Next scene was Nell and Chris. They are out toy shopping for their new grandkids. And as they're talking, Chris says he had stopped past Lance, talked to him, and Destiny came up. And Destiny's name came up. And she's like, oh, Lord. And she was like, what? I don't know why that's an issue. She was like, Destiny said that she hasn't had she ain't never gave none. So if she never gave none, what's the big deal? He met somebody else. She said, y'all have needs. Somebody else, she ain't giving them, somebody else did. My mother used to always say, if you won't, somebody else will. Now, I've heard that saying too, but not in the fashion of anybody trying to mentor anybody. I mean, usually it's like your girlfriend saying, like, girl, if you don't do something, you know, if you ain't doing nothing, somebody else gonna step in or whatever. It's not like some type of you know, guidance that you get from someone trying to tell you to nurture your relationship. You just say, you know, I don't know why Nell went like that, was like that with it. I mean, if that's the case, maybe that's what Kimmy is functioning off of too, because her thing was, well, if I don't do it, somebody else will. That was maybe in the back of her mind. That's why she, on her deathbed, not that she was near death, but, you know, by her fighting cancer, she always made sure that Maurice was satisfied. So she felt like if she didn't, somebody else would. Maybe a lot of women have that line of thinking. It's not always good to have. Men can't, most men can. I won't say all. Most men can't control themselves. But it depends on how long it's been too. I mean, if you have someone that really cares for you, then they're not going to worry about getting something every minute of the day. But at the same token, they do have needs, just like women have needs, you know? I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence of that, I think. So, there's that. Anyway, move on to talk about Tisha Scott, as Nell says. And she talked about how she met up with her and how they're in a good space now, but they had to talk about her, you know, getting in your face, and how she didn't like her doing that. And she said her reasoning was because she's just tired of people coming for her marriage, and she's had to fight off, you know, all the rumors, you know, with the 20 women and all that kind of stuff. And she says, as far as she's concerned, no one's ever caught Marceau and no one's ever brought her any proof. And Chris was like, so the Martell interview wasn't enough? And Miss Nell said, obviously not. She's like, oh, okay. And so she said, we're in a good space right now. And she said, you know, I've actually developed a soft spot for Tisha. And so Chris said, you haven't, you know, you didn't feel a need to counsel her or mentor her. And Nell says, no, I'm not mentoring anyone else in this group. That was it.
I said, recently call me up. I can't wait to see what we finna talk about.
Oh, just life. See where you're at.
I mean, I know exactly why Maurice want to meet with me, and actually, I've been anticipating on this day to come. He wants to meet because he want to question me about the trip to Vegas and the interview that Ariane and I that we did. So, again, I've been anticipating this moment. Yeah, I mean, everything's going good. Trying to stop playing around.
Really?
Yeah, man.
When you say stop playing around, what do you mean by that?
Jump back into the relationship thing seriously.
Or are you saying Ariane?
Yeah, I'm talking about Ariane, yeah.
Okay.
You know, me taking her serious, I feel that things will be better.
That's good. Yeah. So when you say serious, are you talking about like getting married?
Well, that's one of my goals. Yeah. But it ain't like tomorrow or nothing.
Okay. I mean, listen, I know you move fast.
You know, sometimes when you know, you know.
Now, see, Martell Marcel is a combination of all three. Martell, Maurice, and Marcel. Anyway, Martell know he is not marrying Ariane. He does not want to marry her. Why don't you know? Y'all have a 5-year-old. Okay? You was dealing with her years before she had the baby. So it's been almost 10 years that you've been dealing with this chick and you don't know whether or not you want to marry her. They say men know right off the bat if they want to marry someone or if they want to be with that person. They know right off the bat. If you ain't going down the aisle yet, Ariane, you need to just cut your losses. Get your child support and whatever else you can get from him and move on. You are a placeholder because he is looking for his melody. Unfortunately, that's what it is. I just wanted to say that. Okay, let's continue.
It's got to make sure everything is in order before you take certain steps in life.
It sounds like you're in a good place. Are you? Yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, because you had a rough couple of months, man.
I did?
You don't think?
No. When?
Since California to now.
No, I ain't had no rough months.
You didn't?
No. What are you talking about?
I'm saying like you did a video.
I did a video.
And then you did some lives, and it's like, for real, I asked you here, man, because I'm concerned. Legitimately concerned.
With me?
Yeah.
I'm good, though.
Martell, hear what I'm saying.
All right, go ahead.
All right. In essence, actually, I made up in my mind before I even got here what I thought. I think that you've played the villain so long till you've become the villain.
Okay.
Because there was a good side of Martell. Then, for years, you're like the dartboard. Eventually, you got comfortable being the villain.
Man, I don't like the negativity, dog.
So why even engage in it?
I wasn't fighting back at first. I wasn't talking about Marceau. I wasn't talking about Tisha. But I felt that, damn, they keep coming at me. I hate that the situation happened the way it happened. It's like, don't y'all lie about it. You lied about things. Now it's time for me to say something back or do something back. And so that's why I brought the young lady forward. That was it.
It seems like Martell feels like his lash outs are justified, but, you know, he's always gonna find a reason to be justified in any angle that he's gonna take. And once he gets started on a path, he's gonna pretty much end on that path.
How come they weren't all that concerned when he was being the villain to Melody? I mean, with the revenge P, nobody ever said anything else about it. Now, remember, prior to them realizing that that was illegal, everybody has seen a video of Miss Van. Remember that? There was a video of Miss Van. They came on the reunion stage talking about there was a video of somebody's mother. Remember that? But in I guess in retrospect, now that I'm thinking about it, it was always Melody that they had the video of or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. But once they found out that there is a charge attached to what Martell did, then everybody got mum's the word. Nobody even wanted to even know or let you know that they even seen it. Because I'm sure they all saw it and they all kept it close hold to themselves. Because they didn't mess with Melody like that. And when he was doing that kind of craziness, nobody said nothing. Now, he just brings some girl from back in the day that they used to all deal with. She comes and tells her story. whether it's true or not, it's implicating all of them as being there. Two of them, which she supposedly, allegedly had intercourse with, according to her story. And now all of a sudden, because the wives, I'm sure, are fragile, not so much Kimmy, because I'm sure this happened way before he started dealing with Kimmy or before he married Kimmy. So Kimmy, you know, she keeps moving the goalposts. He wasn't married to me then, so I don't care. Right? But this is supposedly have happened 10, 15 years ago. And Maurice wasn't married to Kimmy then. He was probably still married to Kiowa at that time. And so it is not really phasing Kimmy. That's why Kimmy can be in the dumb scenes and talk about it, because this happened before her. But Tisha, noticeably, in the next scene, is not there because he was married. Marceau was married to Tisha. And I've noticed that nobody is saying that this trip to Vegas did not happen. And nobody is saying that they don't know the girl. But they keep looking about how she looks today. Now, that's how she looks today. But there's a picture of her out there of how she looked 10 years ago. And she was a pretty girl. Not that she's not pretty now, but you know what I'm saying. But she was a very attractive girl. So they're only going by what they videotaped last year, at the end of last season with her Ariana, and going by how she looks today. That's not how that girl looked before. So Marceau and Maurice is full, and this is, I guess Maurice is trying to play damage control. It ain't working. Okay? It ain't working.
And again, when I said I was gonna put the interview out a certain day, a certain time, I'll be real, I didn't even want to do that. I wanted Marceau, I wanted them to call me and really talk to me, and almost too apologize for the lies that they put out. And me, I wouldn't have put out. Yep, I wouldn't have put it out. That's the only reason I did the little lie. That's the only reason I kind of like gave them like a warning. Like, I'm hoping that they will call me, you know? But I see they had no remorse for the lies, and they just kind of like stuck with it. So, yeah. That took so much for me to do that. I didn't want to do that. I would never want to do nothing like that, but it's like y'all stop playing with me. Y'all stop coming for me. Y'all have come for me for years. I've done nothing. I don't want you guys to divorce. I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to tear them apart. But if you guys keep coming for me, I'm gonna keep going lower and lower.
You know that Marceau wasn't the only person that your invited guest talked about on her interview.
And you know, I apologize to you for catching that little straight bullet. I mean, but again, you could have stepped in and been like, hey, Marceau, like, Tisha, y'all chill, you know? I know you've talked to me about it, but to me, it don't seem like you had conversations with Marceau in terms of dealing with Martell, your friend or whatever. When they were coming for me, I felt that a lot of times Reese possibly should have stepped in and had those conversations with his brother. And what really kind of like took me over that mountaintop was when we was in LA. Yeah, when Carlos was asking me, he said, Martell, were you guilty or were you not? And my memory wasn't that good. I forget, it's called something when they don't even have to hear it, but it goes straight on up to a higher court, whatever. I still don't know the name of it.
So where are things now in terms of what's going on with the court? Is it true you were found guilty?
No. It wasn't even.
It's not guilty. Why couldn't you just tell me you pled guilty?
It's not that.
Did you plead guilty?
No. But when I looked down at you, bro, you did like this. I said, ooh.
You wanna know why I did that?
Oh, so you knew what you did?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay. So no, I don't want to know why.
No, I'm gonna tell you why, even if you don't wanna know why.
Okay, go ahead.
This is not you versus everybody on that stage. It's you versus the state of Alabama.
What they got to do with
So
you
anything
trying to...
you say
Oh.
can and will be used against you. I know your lawyer didn't say, hey, just keep saying more information, did they? No, they told you to do what?
Shut up. The less you say, the better it is. You're right.
I had to deal with all of that for a long period of time about me. Do you know what happened that night that I got the DUI?
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Every chance he gets the chance to bring this up, we got to hear about how his DUI was thrown out, dismissed. This does not negate that the fact that you were pulled over for DUI. It doesn't make you innocent, Maurice. But let's hear this lame excuse.
No.
Well, I'm driving down the street, okay? And as far as the timeline, everybody got this wild-ass timeline, right?
Yeah.
Me and Kimmy were in the same place at the same time. We were all at Black. We left Black together. She took me back to the office because my car was parked there. We both left my office at the same time. I make a stop, holla at Sadarik and JB. Kimmy goes home. She gets in the bed roughly about 30 minutes before I was right around the corner. So, as I'm driving, I hit an animal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you hit an animal that night?
I hit an animal.
Oh.
And then that's when I hit the tree.
So you hit the animal and the tree?
Yes.
Oh.
It was a tree and a pole.
This was hilarious. And and Martell had one of those laughs. I love laughing like that. Sometimes that laugh that you can't control feels so good. It's so good to laugh like that. But I had to laugh like that. I was laughing at Martell, not the what Maurice was saying, because nobody's believing that story. But I was laughing at Martell so hard. Oh my God, it was funny. It was contagious.
That's funny?
Are you up right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. You hit an animal? A tree animal?
Have you ever hit an animal, bro?
He's really
You sound like my 9-year-old, bro.
He said, you sound like my 9-year-old. That was funny. Let's continue.
You hit an animal? A tree animal?
Have you ever hit an animal, bro?
You sound like my 9-year-old, bro. Oh my God, dog. This is so embarrassing. I shouldn't be laughing like this, dog. Did you kill the animal? You keep running.
Ran off.
I think Martell's gassing me up right now. This is Martell's get back. That's what I think. He wants to bust out laughing about this story because he wants to get back. He wants to try to hurt my feelings because he felt hurt. That's what I believe. Because I don't think for one second that Martell thinks that a DUI and me going through all of this stuff, the injury and everything else, is funny.
No, he doesn't think that's funny. But the story that you just concocted is. That is a story that nobody believes. Your time frame of how everything or what time everything went down does not match what Kimmy said in last season. Does not match what was posted on does not match what was posted on your record that they had all over the internet. And it's just a unbelievable story. Now, whether it happened or not, we weren't there. So all we have is what only people know what happened, or only things that know what happened was you, the animal, the tree, and the pole. That's it. Nobody knows anything else. So what happened? Did the police see you hit the animal, tree, and the pole? Or were you just on the side and they decided to take you in because they were like, how in the heck did you hit this tree and this pole? Because this happened in the morning, like 12 o'clock. Like, were you still drinking at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? I mean, I can't, for what I can remember, you were arrested in 12 noon or something crazy like that in the middle of the day. So, and then was back out that night, I think, because I think you got out and went back, and you were back in Black that same night. And they were talking about free Reese. I remember that. I remember.
I don't think he thinks that's funny.
After that, I got a concussion.
You gotta be kidding me right now.
he gonna sit up here talking about I hit a tree, I hit a pole, I hit an animal. It was like it was a made-up story, but it was serious, you know? And the main thing is he's not hurt. Hell, he probably laughed at it, hell. So, it's all good. Were you on anything else? You was just drunk? No pills,
I wasn't drunk.
no... Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't drunk.
Hey, you know that my case is dismissed, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything. Good job.
Oh, because the evidence, that's the funnier part, isn't it?
No, the funny
Because
part
everything-
is hitting the
No. No, the funny part is that while you're laughing,
that you hit an animal and you hit a pole and you hit a tree.
and I'm here, and I'm safe,
That's obvious. Thank God for that.
and get this, and my case got dismissed because all of the evidence aligned with what I just said.
No, your case was dismissed on a technicality, Maurice. The evidence does not say that.
Because I wasn't guilty. Do you find humor in your case?
It can be once it's dismissed, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be funny as hell.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe Martell for a second. At the end of the day, I care about my reputation, but I don't act out because of it. I think that Martell's been acting out, and to be honest, it's actually been not good for him. It's the opposite of what he's looking for. And it's definitely not the person that you said you wanted to be.
You've been showing out, bro.
Gloves are off, you know? And I feel like some people don't care about me. Let me stop being so nice and stop caring about other people's feelings and things like that. And now I'm not giving a That's where I'm at, like, you know, with your brother, your sister-in-law, you know? Don't lie intentionally. I don't like that, you know?
So you've never lied intentionally?
No. The video that I put out, do you think that was a lie?
Yes, I do.
How?
You included me into this situation, right?
I didn't include you in this situation.
No, you did.
No, I didn't.
In that video,
No,
you...
but bro, she told her truth. I didn't have nothing to do with that truth.
I'm telling you, most of it's not true.
Most of it's not true? Well, do tell, Maurice, which part is true? This will be interesting.
Bro, I was there. You want me to tell you what the truth is?
Okay, go ahead.
You had sex with her. Marcel had sex with her. She wanted me badly, but I'm like, no.
You were in the room?
Why y'all had sex?
Yes.
On the initial.
On the initial? Mm-hmm. So you watched us? What color was the room? What color was the carpet in the room?
Hold on. So you saying we didn't even go to Vegas?
I'm asking what color was the carpet in the room?
Do you chew gummies? Or are you on a gummy right now?
Martell, what does my look like?
Bro, shut the up. So don't play with me like that, bro.
No, I'm just asking.
No.
There's something very unique about me.
Bro, I don't. Nah, bro. I don't talk about that. Let's change trajectory.
No, let's
throw that away.
Let's not change trajectory. Let's answer the question. Objection, unresponsive.
No. I would definitely say the conversation got a bit weird when Maurice started asking me all these crazy ass questions about his personal space and about the room, the rug, and all that kind of. You can tell when somebody lying. You can tell when somebody lied, and it wasn't me.
In your video, you said that you were gambling. You know you said that, right? You weren't there.
Bro, I gambled.
No, I'm saying that in the video, you said that you weren't there, you were gambling. So which one is it?
I was there, and I was gambling.
Did you guys pay her for the interview?
I didn't pay for no interview.
So she just all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere?
No, she didn't appear out of nowhere. I contacted her. What do you mean?
How do you know who she is?
I remember her when I met her in Vegas from your brother flying her in. You just go sit up here and lie.
No, you sat there and
So
lied.
you saying to me, we didn't
No,
go?
we all went to Vegas. I'm not gonna say that we didn't go to Vegas, but you putting sauce on everything.
I believe Martell at this point is a master of insinuation. And what he's done is he's found that it's caused a lot of chaos for a lot of people, and he uses it as his get back. Kimmy may have been right. I probably am wasting my time right now, but I know one thing's for sure. He can't unhear what I'm saying.
Don't sit up here and goddamn call me a liar.
Let's just talk about facts.
Oh, which part isn't true? Hold on, which part isn't true? Marcel didn't fly her in town?
I don't know what Marcel did.
Bro, we was together. All four of us was going places together. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Oh, you make it even worse.
You don't even remember.
Hold on, are you an attorney?
Absolutely.
Sue us.
Listen, Martell.
Sue us.
What am I gonna
Sue
get from
us.
it? You cannot.
You
be
can
this
sue
guy,
her.
dog.
Y'all can sue me. I don't lie.
Hey, Martell.
I don't lie.
You don't lie.
No, Attorney Reese, you're not gonna question me about I know facts.
He got him with that. He said, aren't you attorney? Sue us. At the same token, Maurice is like, well, what is that going to do? What am I going to get out of that? Because what are you going to sue? We're going to get his investment property, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. This is crazy. I had to play it because it was a lot. That scene was a lot. And it was funny. And I was going to capture it. And I just want to talk about it. So, yeah. I had to talk about it as it went along. That was a long scene. That was a good scene. And that was the best scene of the entire episode. Next scene is with Maurice, Marceau, and Kimmy. And he invites Marceau here to talk about what he discussed with Martell about. Let's take a listen.
So what been up, man? Y'all been good?
Real good.
Reese, you been winning some cases lately?
Man, I'm inundated.
You
Like,
and Kimmy
for
with
real.
these words, bro. Every time y'all say something, I gotta think, like, what is that?
That means cover it up.
Y'all be thinking
Right
people
now.
just use these words in
I'm
natural
busy.
sense.
They do.
Listen, so I had a conversation with Martell. You know, I was just trying to find out where he's at. And I'm like, man, you know, I would really like to see you, Martell, get back to who you were. Because I'm genuinely concerned about his mental health. Genuinely.
Yeah, his mental health.
Yeah, I understand that. But, you know, I talked to him about the video that he posted and his lives and everything else. And he said, I put you in the video because at the reunion, I'm trying to find out about my case and explaining everything else. I look down at you and then you look straight ahead. And I'm like, man, why are you doing this?
He said that's the reason why he put you in the video?
Yes. It's intentional is what he's saying.
But she's the one who said it.
Now, we just listened to why he said he got astray. He didn't put him in the video. The girl was telling her story, her truth. Maurice is lying right here in front of Kimmy and Marceau.
Did he solicit the information? I asked, did you pay her? He was like, no. I'm like, okay, well, okay, I don't believe that first. And then I start asking, well, you said you were a witness. I was there, you're there.
So he said he was there and
Yeah,
he witnessed it.
And he witnessed it. So now I start asking questions to a witness. Well, what my look like? You know, there's some unique things about my anatomy that, you know, you wouldn't forget that.
You are
No, listen. This is
A mess, isn't he?
Guys,
Did he describe it?
no, he was like, I wasn't looking at him. Can't tell you what look like. I'm like, okay, I get it.
I mean, listen. If a guy's in a room watching another guy have sex and he's not, you know, he's still in the room, he's looking at something. He's looking at something. And we gotta ask ourselves, what's he looking at?
He doesn't necessarily have to be looking at that. Depends on what angle he was at, Marceau. If he was in the front, he might have been just looking at her. Or depending on, you know, how I'm acting like I was in there, like I know what position they were in. But I mean, you know, I feel like normally, the guys, if they're into women, they're looking at the woman. They're not really looking at the guys, so to speak. I mean, I don't know. But y'all said he liked men too, so I don't know. He could have been looking at both of them. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. Allegedly, I feel like they're just trying to get the target off of them, and y'all are caught. I kind of believe the story. It may not be all true because it happened a long time ago, and again, this is her truth, and that's how she remembers it. And but yeah, Marceau flew her out there. Nobody's saying they don't know who she is. Okay, nobody's saying that it didn't happen. Maurice basically said, yeah, they did go to Las Vegas. They did go all out there. And then he started asking what the room looked like, what this looked like, what this looked like. Well, if you weren't there and it didn't happen, what room are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, do you remember what the carpet looked like? I know you don't remember what the carpet looked like. I know you don't remember what the room looked like. You're just throwing stuff out there to make it to diminish Martell's credibility. But it wasn't Martell. It was the girl that was telling her story. Now, Martell helped it. He facilitated it, and he was, coaching her along. But she actually said that she was messing with, the way she told it, she was messing with Marceau while she was doing something to Marceau. Maurice came behind her. I remember that. So, dirty asses. Anyway, sorry.
I don't even understand where he gets this stuff from.
I think that
I was in a room and he just started having sex with a girl.
I think that he puts plans together in his mind, and it goes a lot better in his mind. Like, I can't imagine, hey.
If Martell is lying on you, Maurice, you would not be this calm about it. If he was making up stuff, you wouldn't be trying to rationalize his mental state. You'd be ready to F him up. Or, like he said, sue him. Maurice is full of crap.
Hey, I'm gonna sit around, I'm gonna plan on trying to put out a video that hurts your reputation or whatever. It took planning and organization and scheduling for that. That's a diabolical mind. I'm trying to find out, is that who you are, or is this other person who you are?
And you keep trying to say that we need to get Martell back to the way he was. He's always been this way. He just didn't have the circumstances that brought it out. As a 40-plus-year-old man, there's a certain level when you're just gonna be who you are.
When he's the nice guy, he's the nice guy. And when he's not, he's not.
Kimmy, he's just a nice guy, remember? He's never not the nice guy, according to you. He's just a nice guy. Now all of a sudden he's not nice? Girl, bye.
I've realized what actually makes him tick.
What's that?
He wants to fight.
Well,
I'm not
and
gonna
with
beat him
our
up, I'm just not
circle,
give him a fight.
the goal is trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
Although they both seem a little delusional, I think that Kimmy has a better read on Martell than Maurice. Maurice still thinks that Martell's this nice guy, while the truth is Martell's been off the rail for years.
Maurice thinks that Martell's a nice guy because Martell still has Maurice's secrets. He hasn't come out and said nothing about him. He didn't even say nothing about Maurice when y'all was at the adult activity day outside. Remember, he was going in on Marceau. Marceau kept coming back to him and saying, at least I still got my family. That's when he went after Tisha. That's when, Martell, I'm sorry, these M's get on my nerves. Marceau, Martell, and Maurice. Good Lord. Because they're all Mar. That's what it is, I think, right? Anyway, so that went left. Then Tisha went online and talked about how he liked the boys. And then that was his retaliation. You know what I mean? So I have Martell telling the truth. Like I said, it's probably, it's always his side, the other side, and what's in the middle. And I feel like, according to Maurice, he said most of that ain't true. So that means some of it is. So.
There's a point in the friendship, in the relationships where I say, it's simply not worth it.
Okay, so then I'm having a guy's outing later on this week, and I guess you don't want to come?
No, I want to come.
He said, I want to come.
But you wouldn't talk to Martell?
I'm not having a conversation with a liar.
Okay.
We
And
can.
then you're not
Wait a
gonna
minute,
talk?
is the sole
We
purpose
get
of
some-
the outing for them to talk or just have fun and
I'm
get
saying,
together?
The whole group, we need to get this
Maurice.
accountability thing. You bring some accountability for you as well.
Maurice.
And what you've done.
Okay, listen
in
what
the
I'm
situation
saying.
as well.
Listen what I'm saying, okay?
All right.
I'm okay with the way things are. Martell's okay with the way things are. I'm not taking back, and I'm going to continue to go forward. He's not taking back. He's going to continue to go forward. That's accountability. Why the the line.
So I'm looking forward to next week. Will says he knows Ariana a little bit differently. He wanted to come clean. And she said she was into training and she did come over to the house. So let's see where it goes. I don't have it going anywhere because, they always stop at where you think that he's going to say something salacious and they never do. But anywho, we'll see what happens. Anywho, that being said, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get down in the comments and let's talk about this episode. What did y'all feel about Martell laughing his behind off at Maurice? That was the funniest thing. Oh my God, I couldn't keep it together. Anyway, everybody be blessed. Peace.
Ba ba da ba da.